Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the opposite of one of my previous videos. I recently did a video on my top 5 tips for posing models, and this video is going to be the top 5 things not to do when you're posing models. So of course there are exceptions to these rules or these points, so don't take it to be set in stone that this is what you cannot do, but these are a lot of things that I've realized over the years that don't particularly always look great in photographs, and they're things to avoid when you are taking photographs of models. So I hope you guys learn a lot from this video, and let's get into it.
Number 1, legs not visible, particularly when sitting down. As you can see in this first photo here, Elsa's pose doesn't particularly look comfortable. This is because her left leg is facing too direct forward to the camera. Her leg needs to be angled more in a different fashion or pose so it's visible. Number 2, cliche poses. Now, cliche style poses can be okay at times, but it's always good to mix it up a little bit and make it look a little bit more interesting and not so stiff and rigid. Slight changes to the pose, like angling the hands and having a more relaxed stance, can definitely help with these types of cliche poses in photographs. I know it can be a real reflex action when you're not really sure of how to get a model to pose, to ask them to either put their hands behind their head or their hands on their hips, but just by making a few changes you can still make these poses interesting and still have a high fashion element to them. Number 3, claw hands. When posing a model's hands, it's always good to make them remain relaxed and be very aware of how the hands are situated. It can have the potential to ruin a photo, and I've had many times where just having the hands at a wrong angle or in a clawed state can completely ruin a photograph entirely. So it's always good to have them very relaxed and always have the front of the hand facing the camera and not the palm of the hand, because that can be really hard to retouch and can sometimes look a little bit awkward in photos too. Number 4, hidden limbs. Now this point relates back to my first point of hidden legs, and I think both points should be standalone because hidden legs will mainly appear in sitting down poses, whereas hidden limbs in general can happen in pretty much any photo. As you can see in these photos, Elsa's hands and arms are not completely in view, which is okay at times, but it's always good to have limbs partially in view if possible, because sometimes it just makes it look like the limbs are cut short, and it can look a little bit awkward in photos. Just by angling the poses a little bit better or making sure the arms are a bit more in view, it can definitely change the look of the photograph. Number 5, too many bent body parts. There are definitely exceptions to this, but overall, too many bent body parts or limbs can look a bit distracting and too much in the photograph overall. These photos do display that there's probably a little bit too much going on in the photographs with posing, and that it might be best just to tone it down a little bit instead of having too many bent limbs, or change it up a little bit like the previous poses and make it a little bit more softer and natural. Sometimes less is more.
Thanks guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments section below. And if you have any things that you like to avoid when photographing models, please put it in the comments section as well, because there are a lot of people who are learning out there, a lot of new photographers that visit this channel. So I'm sure they'd love to hear a little bit more on what to avoid when posing models. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!